Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Family, if you could do me a favor, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, give me the thumbs up, and look right here, my Amazon storefront where I have Coach Prime and Buff merch. And right over here, if you see something, say something. You want to share a story idea or an article that you see out there you'd like for me to cover, you can reach out to me on Instagram or on Twitter at TLP Sports Club. You can also email me at hottipsfortlpsports@gmail.com. That's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Yesterday, I took the day off because I wanted to support my Nashville community. In this community, we have a small group of people who are in that Nashville community, in that Nashville area. I just had to take a breather yesterday to just support them, let them know that we are with them. Like people always say, our thoughts and our prayers are with them. But here at TLP Sports, I will always throw that prayer up. So I did say a prayer yesterday for those kids. In the mornings when I drop my son off, if you have kids, you understand. Life is precious and life is too short. I take my son to the bus stop in the mornings. You know, he gets on the bus, he looks back and say, "Bye, Daddy," and then I give him a salute. Whenever I leave, when I turn around to go back home, I say, "God, please take care of our children." I don't ever want that to be my last time saying, "Bye, son." I'm not thinking that that's going to be my last salute to my son. And this stuff is real. This stuff is really real. So parents are going to drop their kids off to the bus stop or they're going to drop them off to school. And they're not thinking that that's going to be their last time dropping their kids off. We're all in this life together. Sometimes a small gesture of, "Hey man, we're here with you. We're here for you." It goes a long way for a few people. I had to do that for my Nashville family. Our prayers are still going up for Nashville. And we're hoping that God will wrap his arms around that city, wrap his arms around those families, and that Godspeed, that community would start to heal and they would come together and be stronger at that school. I was going to drop this video, this information yesterday, but got some recruit information that I want to share with you guys while the kids are taking a breather. And you're taking a breather, it seems. Coach Prime is away fishing in his lakes, 2 lakes. Lake Prime and Lake Tom, enjoying his time off. I'm going to continue to inform and educate the base, the constituents. I got some transfer portal information and I got some recruit information. So this information is for our Buff Recruit Tracker. On the TLP Sports Club YouTube channel, you'll actually see the Buff Recruit Tracker. That is a playlist that is on the channel. This information, as well as other recruit information, is there. I'm sure you guys already know about a 5-star wide receiver commit for 2025. If you didn't know that, you better learn a little bit more about him. His name is Winston Watkins Jr. He continues to make headlines. He continues to dazzle. And we're going to go ahead and talk about him. And then I'll give you the transfer portal information. So let's go to the Buffaloes Wire.usatoday.com so that we can go ahead and cover this story. Let's go. All right, this one is coming from Matt Wale at the Buffaloes Wire. Colorado commit Winston Watkins Jr. earns wide receiver MVP at Rivals Camp. Rivals Camp is not the opponent or the ops for college football. They're one of the top recruiting services in the space. I know how we feel about On3. As far as recruiting is concerned, Rivals will be at the top of that food chain. So anytime they put out information, we got to pay attention to Rivals for sure. All right, here we go. Matt says Winston Watkins Jr. is a few years away from sporting a Colorado Buffaloes jersey, but the 5-star wide receiver in the class of 2025 continues to make headlines. Watkins dazzled with his impressive athleticism earlier this offseason at the IMG Pro Day, and now he has been named the wide receiver MVP at the Rivals Camp this past weekend. Watkins has been flying up boards and is in the top 10 of the Rivals 250 list, and he can continue to make strides if he puts up performances such as these. Watkins was everywhere during the camp, and he made arguably the best catch of the day with this must-see one-handed grab. So that led to Watkins being named the wide receiver MVP of the camp. He took to Twitter to share his thoughts on receiving the award. Blessed to be MVP. Adam Freeman of Rivals.com also raved about the performance Watkins put on during the camp. Watkins won the wide receivers MVP on Sunday because of his consistently outstanding play, but one particular play that stood out when thinking back on the camp as a whole. Watkins was one of the first players to commit to Colorado after Deion Sanders was hired, and he continues to look like a massive addition for the Buffs come 2025. So congrats to Mr. Watkins Jr. for his MVP. He is in the class of 2025. We have another wide receiver that's going to be one class right before Mr. Watkins Jr., Rico Scott. We're going to go back to the Colorado Buffaloes wire for this story. Colorado, a top school for 2024 four-star wide receiver Rico Scott. Okay, this one is coming from Matt Wiley from the Buffaloes wire. Since Deion Sanders took over the reins of the Colorado Buffaloes, recruiting both the transfer portal and high school prospects has been much improved. Things are still going well in that area, and the Buffs are squarely in the race for class of 2024 four-star wide receiver Rico Scott. Scott from Bishop McDevitt High School in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, released his top 6 schools, and Colorado made the cut along with Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Penn State. As for campus visits, Scott has been to Penn State multiple times and has visits planned with Tennessee and Georgia on deck. A visit to Colorado isn't currently scheduled, but one figures to come soon enough. If Colorado can add Scott to its ranks, the Buffs will be adding an explosive receiver that's likely to stay in the slot early on. Given his 6'4", 185-pound frame, he will certainly be a weapon for the Buffs as they continue the rebuilding process under Coach Prime. Coach Prime is not done with the transfer portal. You have a 15-day window. So May the 1st to May the 15th, the transfer portal is going to open back up. So Coach Prime is definitely not done. He's talking that talk like, hey, we got a lot of work to do. Me personally, I feel like we need more O-linemen. I feel like we need to fill the trenches. We need to get some recruits in here. I need to see some bigger bodies. All of these videos that I'm watching, I'm not seeing big enough guys. I'm not seeing big guys on the O-line. I'm not seeing these gigantic dudes. I don't see those retired NFL looking players walking around on these videos. Unless they're just saying, listen, I don't want to be on video and nobody's showing these guys, but I need to see the O-line. The video's supposed to make you look bigger. I don't see no big guys walking around. That's a concern for me. Are they hiding certain things? Are they not showing us certain things? Is there anybody out there that has some inside information that can say, hey, they're holding back a few things. They're holding back from showing us some guys? Because I'm not seeing the O-line. I'm not seeing these big guys that are going to fill the lineup. When I'm watching these practice videos, maybe my eyes are deceiving me. Unless you look a little different in pads, I know that people look different in pads and some of these guys look slimmer. It's just me. I'm not panicking. There's no panic on my face, all right? I'm definitely not panicking. If you look... If you look into my eyes, I'm not panicking on the D-line and on that O-line. I need to see some fat boys. If that altitude is causing Jimmy Horn Jr. with his skinny fat self to be running and losing his breath, imagine a 308-pound or 310-pound guy running in that same altitude. I need to see some guys go losing their daggone breath. Okay, stop playing with me. I need to see some bigger guys. I want to hear what you guys think. A few of you guys have also been voicing your concern about the trenches. I see receivers and I see skilled players, but those are all the guys that we're talking about. We talk about those guys often enough. The Travis Hunters, the Kermanis, and Kermani's not there yet because he's finishing up high school, but where are the fat guys? Where are the big guys? Are you concerned? You guys can let me know in the comments, but that's going to be it for our recruit tracking video. I will see you guys on the next video. You know, my name is Harry B. That was the Liberian Perspective. TLP Sports Club.